Hello, my name is DeMarcus Miller, and today I'm going to be showing you that I can make a forest from scratch in Azure. Now, I'm going to make 4 videos, 15 minutes each, for LinkedIn. So the first video that we're going to be doing today, I'll be showing you how to create a virtual machine from scratch, implement an Active Directory, and promote a Windows service to a domain controller. All right, let's get started. Now, some kind of prep is that I do have scripts on the side that I'm gonna be having to my left on my second monitor and OBS open. So if you see me looking to the side, that's what I'm doing. I'm just looking at OBS and probably looking at the script that I'm gonna have to transfer. All right, so I have been messing with it, but we're gonna start back from the home screen. So we're gonna start. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is go to the search bar and type in virtual machine. Since I already use it, you've seen that little icon of the virtual machine. I'm gonna just click on that. Second thing we're gonna do is hit create a virtual machine, and now we're gonna name the virtual machine. I like to keep it simple. I just call it test/1, and then the second virtual machine we're gonna make later on is gonna be test-2. We're gonna keep the region the same. It doesn't really matter, and we're gonna go all the way down to make sure that the server you're using is the Windows service, because that's what we're gonna have as our domain controller. So always make sure this is a Windows server. We'll skip all the way down to size. Size needs to be 2 CPU, 4 GB of memory. Now, that is the baseline for making a virtual machine for it to run smoothly. I am using standard D2. Some people can see standard B2, which is way cheaper than D2, but I cannot see it. I'm guessing it's because of my region. I have tried to switch to East US. I have tried different stuff and it just do not work for me. So I just use standard D2. It's still cheaper than the 200 that you will get for having a free Azure account. So it's good enough. Now we're gonna go to making our username for our VM. And the username, we just take the same as our VM. So we're gonna call it test-1. We're gonna make a password, make your own password. I'm gonna have my own little secret password. If I actually click on the password section. Make sure you remember this password because you will be using it every time you log in. Now we are going to skip until we see the network tab. So we're gonna skip this. We're gonna see network. Make sure, as you can see, it did do it for me this time. Make sure that it has a public IP in there. And I'm just name it popped up for me test-1 IP. Just always make sure it's a public IP. Sometimes it don't do it, and then your virtual machine will not deploy. So always make sure that you have a public IP. You did see the cost of the virtual machine earlier for the server that you're gonna be using, or not the server, for the CPU and the memory that you was gonna use it, which was 135 for me. The public IP got its own charges that you will be getting. Is very cheap. I believe it's underneath 20 cents, so you really don't have to worry about it too much. It's kind of make sure that you remember that, because you might just calculate for the CPU and the memory and not put in the public IP, so it won't be on the dot. Now we're gonna go all the way to review and create. We should be able to skip everything else. And I believe even right here underneath the review and create, it will show you the price, and it will only be for the CPU and memory. It won't be for the public IP. Now we just going to make sure everything look right. If everything look right to us, which it does for me, we're just gonna hit create. And it's gonna take it a little while to create. So while we waiting for it to create, one thing I will tell you to do before we even get started is type in remote desktop if you're on Windows. A remote desktop connection should populate. Go ahead and pin that to your taskbar because we will be using that a lot, especially if you got any scripts that's already pre-made. You will, on your main computer, you will want this to transfer your code, your scripts to the VM. If you're on Mac or Linux, you can use AnyDesk, which is free. I believe I got it on here. AnyDesk. You click on it, type in the remote address, which your public IP address, and you hit enter and you automatically connect it. It's real easy. AnyDesk is free. You don't have to pay anything. Go test it out. All right, so it's done deploying. So we're gonna click on go to resource. And since it's saying test one virtual machine status is not ready, we're just gonna wait a little bit more. And we're going to restart the page. Still not ready? Of course not. Restart it one more time. All right, we're good to go. So to actually deploy the virtual machine, we're going to click connect, connect again. Then we're going to download the RDP file. We're going to click in the download section. It should pop on top. If you don't see it in the download section, go to your files and then go to your download section that way. Now we're going to click connect. It's going to prompt us to enter in our password, our secret password from earlier. We're going to click yes. And we're in. So step one is done. We have created our virtual machine. Now we're going to, actually, let me bring the doc over here. We're going to be implementing a Active Directory. This is another easy thing to do. It ain't gonna take the longest it's gonna, it don't take that long, it's just a Wayne. Alright, we're gonna wait till server manager populate. Alright, now that server manager has populated, we're going to click on all server. Wait for it to load. We're going to wait till it actually show our server, so it's still in progress. Then we're going to right click on it. All right, so let's get out. Let's go back. All right, we're good. So now we'll right click on our server and we're going to add roles and features. And this is how we're going to add the Active Directory. So we're going to go all the way down to servers role. And the one we will need will be Active Directory and domain services. And it's going to download everything we need to see the users, to reset passwords, to set up security groups. It's going to give us the whole nine. So we're going to add features. After we done that, we're going to go all the way down to install. Now, you might get confused. Well, waiting for it to install for it to finish. And that's because it will always say view installation progress. It will never say install complete. What I usually do is I look at the little flag to the right. It's going to have a conscious sign, a yellow conscious sign pop up. That means it is complete. That conscious sign is to it's basically saying it don't have no domain controller, and that's where we're gonna click on to make a domain controller, but that's for later on after the download. All right, so the Active Directory is done. Now to actually have it populate and we able to do anything, we are gonna have to restart the virtual machine. But before we do that, let's go ahead and promote the Windows server to a domain controller. So we're gonna go to this flag, we'll go click on it, and it literally says promote this server to domain controller. So that's what we're going to do. So click on it. We're going to go to add a new force, the root name. So the root name always have to have a period in between. That's gonna be your true domain controller. So what I like to do is just the name of our virtual machine, which is test dot, and then keep it simple force. So after, if I know how to spell, oh wow, I really don't know how to spell. So after every code script we're gonna be using, that will have it at the end, basically telling the code to go to the test dot force. All right, we're going to enter a password for the force. So let's do it. You can use the same as the one for your VM. In a real environment, you wouldn't do this, but this is just a test. It doesn't really matter. Let's make sure everything right. Okay, I did correct right. All right, so if you actually doing in a real environment, you will want somebody else to be able to have access to the full force, like to make changes and stuff. Because if you get locked out, you want a backup. But since this just practice, we ain't gonna do that. We're just gonna skip through it. The next BIOS is basically just going to be a simple version of your VM name. So test for me. So go all the way down to installation now. We shouldn't have to do anything else. Verify prerequisites. Now, one thing we could have done is go ahead and manually install G GPOs or GPMC, Group Policy Management Control. But I noticed now that when you just automatically download the domain controller, if you actually watch the install process, it will actually check for it. And if it's not already on your computer, it will automatically do it. So just kind of watch on top. I might fast forward a little bit and then stop when it actually happened. But where it's saying waiting for domain network server installation to finish, it will actually say checking for GPMC, and then if it don't say it, it actually install it. It does make this process a little bit longer. Well, it's showing it right now. It does make this process a little bit longer, but not too much longer. And this actually might be the end of this video. That was super quick. So I might do, or this will be the end of this video. And I will see y'all in the next one. Thank you for watching.